Uh, in this video, we will focus more on installing a CentOS Stream 9. So, since that is always a prerequisite for the rest of the videos that I make, so I just thought to make one video where we can discuss and install CentOS Stream 9, and then we can use as a template for rest of the deployments, like maybe OpenStack or Kubernetes, etc. So yes, guys, CentOS Stream 9. Why? Because I've been testing my rest of the stuffs on that. Yes, there is a Stream 10 version right now, but what I've done so far is using Stream 9. So that's the reason I decided to choose CentOS Stream 9. And if you just go to the website for Stream 9, so basically it's CentOS Stream is the one which sits in between Fedora and Red Hat Linux. Fedora Linux and Red Hat and the CentOS Stream are two different communities managed separately. So the Unix main kernel gets developed under Linus Torvalds' global team, and then that kernel is leveraged by Fedora. And uh, once that is there in Fedora, it is taken further in CentOS Stream, which is managed by the RHEL team, to ensure the stability and reliability in the operating system, and then passed to Red Hat Enterprise Linux as a stable version. So that's how CentOS Stream 9 has its own development. It's an open source development community and can be contributed by the IT community and the other peoples. So yes, guys, as we can see, we can download it from here. Okay. I'm using x86-64 architecture for the processor, and I have already downloaded this ISO. So, okay, I was not aware once I click it will start. So I'm going to stop this and just I canceled it. I think it's placed over here. So there we can see I have the CentOS Stream 9. Uh, I think this is still using the kernel version 5, but what I just saw is right now the kernel latest version being developed, or it's already released on 2 days before, like 28th of October. It's 6.17. Not sure if it's already uh, started testing in the upstream Fedora, but that's what I know from the Linux kernel. It's 6.17. We will see what is the latest version in what we are going to install in Stream 9. So I have already downloaded and I'm using Oracle VirtualBox. All for all my labs, I'm using VMware Workstation because I had a license for this. Um, Let us start our template creation. I have created one folder here as template where I'm going to put my virtual machine, and then we will clone all the time uh, the VMs that we need. Whenever we need CentOS Stream 9, we will clone it from this VM actually. So we can just do new virtual machine. Oh, sorry, I think I clicked on wrong. New virtual machine. And so, yes, I know that where my ISO file is, but when I put this one and when I do next, VMware will try to customize the operating system for us, which means it runs a custom spec script. It's either in Perl and Python, and it will ask the username, the password, and whatever inputs we give here, it will try to create it, which I don't want at this point of time. Let that task be done by the operating system installer itself when we are doing the installation. And I will select because there is no option here for me for CentOS 9, I think. I only have for CentOS 8. That depends on the VMware Workstation version that I've been using. I will select Red Hat 9 still. That's okay. We will name this as CentOS Stream9, and we will put it. So I try to put my VMs separately, and that's the reason we'll create one folder here as CentOS 9 and use that. I will keep this with the basic settings, and whenever we deploy or clone VMs from this, we can increase the RAM based on what lab we are going to perform. So like that. I will keep the RAM as 2 GB. We will use the NAT network as default. We will use LSI logic for the disk SCSI controller. The disk type is whatever is recommending. I'm going to use that. It's NVMe for me. New VM, new disk. I will use 20 GB as single disk. We will browse where we want to keep our disk file, and okay. So this creates a VM for us. I'm going to just put in this folder which I created as template. Let us right click that, and I think we can go to settings from here, and we will now select the ISO, power on the virtual machine, and do the setup for Stream9. Okay, we are going to power on the virtual machine now. Installation is straightforward. I mean, somebody who has done the other Red Hat or CentOS setup, it's pretty same. The UI is going to be same, where it will ask for the network configuration. It will also ask for a crash partition to be created, or um, what partitions you want to create, or automatic partitioning you want to do, the time zone, of course. So it still remains the same how it used to be for the previous versions of CentOS or Red Hat. Okay, I'm going to select the language now. Let us start the setup. It's going to be English. As we can see, yes, the keyboard layout is there, the language is there, time and date settings are there. Installation source is going to be, I'm using local media. We can do Pixie booting. I will try to create one setup of Pixie booting using my home lab. So in that case, we don't even need a template if you're doing Pixie boot. But yes, we need a central setup, I can say, or a central server where we need the Pixie, the components which helps us to do the Pixie setup, like a DHCP, a TFTP, uh, the boot file has to be present, and of course the Linux kickstart. So that will be over the HTTP. We will try to do over HTTP using Apache. So yeah, that is one of the good ideas where we can test that. So in that case, we don't even need um, a template here as a CentOS Stream9. Instead, we can have a centralized server which can be our automation server as well as a Pixie booting server. I will be keeping this disk, and I will let the installer do an automatic partitioning for me. It will create a slash partition, I think, as an LVM, and also a slash home. They will be having different LVs, however, the VG will be same. So somebody who is aware what's a VG, what is LV. So this is a high level video. So I'm not going to explain what is a logical volume or a volume group. That's part of Linux operating system. Software with UI, it's fine. Kdump, let it go with the defaults. Network and host name, yes, it has got an IP address with the DHCP that I have with my base operating system, but what I will do is I will use the same IP, which is I can see 149, and we will configure the same as static. So 192.168.109 is my NAT network subnet, NAT 8, which I'm using. If we see from here, so this is what I'm using, and this is the subnet, and that's the reason I'm using a local DHCP service, and that's how my virtual machine, when the DORA process started, DHCP discover, DHCP offer, DHCP request, and DHCP acknowledge, it was able to get an IP address from here, from this DHCP service. 192.168.109.149, sorry, 149, and I'm going to give the net mask as 255.255.255.0. It's a /24. The gateway is the adapter which is created here, the virtual network adapter. I'm going to give 2. Same is going to be my DNS server, 168.109 dot, sorry, it's 192. Okay, and let us disable IPv6 because it's not going to be required. I'm going to save this setup, and host name I will give this as CentOS template. Okay, we are done with this. We will set the root password, and I will allow this as SSH, and we will create a generic user, and we will give as OS user, and yes, it will be a sudo user. Let us start the installation. This installation will not take much time, depends on what softwares and repos that we are uh, going to select. Of course, by default, the source we have given is the installer media is the ISO, so it is going to install all the packages from the ISO. So this will take around, I think, 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. Let me just come back to the video. I will pause the video right now and come back once the setup is completed. If I get any error in between, I'm going to show that error as well. Now we can see 1183 packages it is going to install, and this depends on the writing speed of the drive that you have. So now my setup, this virtualization software is installed on a different drive, and where I'm writing right now is my external hard drive. So it all depends how much RAM you have given and how much virtualization is possible from the computer that you're using it. So just do a reboot. So not much configuration inside we will do. We'll just stop the firewall service. Uh, Probably we will disable the SE Linux, and we already gave the host name during the setup, and we also gave the IP address as static, and we disable the IPv6. We will not be doing the IPv4 forward as one because that's not the requirement that we do in the templates, and it's not required for most of the things. We need it for Kubernetes and we need for OpenStack also because we use the native Linux bridges over there, or Open vSwitch or any kind of software-defined networking. Probably the RAM we could have give as 4 GB. It will work more faster as compared to what we have right now, 2 GB. Also, the disk is taking time to boot. Okay, let's wait. Let me just hit escape. Where is my focus inside? Yes. Oh, it's booted. And what I will do is, because I'm natting it, I'm directly going to use putty. Okay, there we go. And we have a user created. Let me just take myself over here. It was OS user, and we will check if we have the sudos already. Uh, okay, there you go. So few changes we will do, like we can do a system.ctl status, sorry, firewall D. So I'm going to just make this stop and then ctl disable firewall D. So it will not boot up once the system is rebooted because we are going to clone the other VMs from this one. And then we can just do a set enforce. Set enforce 0 will not make much sense because it will not persist across reboots. So we will use set I and s/se linux equal to enforcing, and we will change it to disabled. And since I'm giving I, it will change in the config file, se linux config, and we can just cat and see once it should be disabled. Okay, and we can flush the IP tables. I mean, by default, it doesn't have anything like how it used to have in the earlier versions. So that's it. And if we just check the disk configurations, we have one disk. As we were saying, it will create a VG volume groups, and we can see we have one volume group, which is the name CS, and out of that one volume group, we are getting two logical volumes for root and swap. Some setups like Kubernetes has a requirement like swap should be off. Okay, so we can do that, but I will just keep it on here. So that's a disk configuration, and if I do df-h, this is the partitions which I get. It has created from one disk two partitions for /boot and /boot UEFI basically, and the rest are the tempfs file systems it has created. And this is my main/cs root where my slash is mounted, and it is coming from this volume group. And this is the logical volume where out of the 20 GB, 16 GB was utilized here, and 2 GB was given to the swap, and then rest of the partitions are 2 GB, 12 GB, 17 GB is here. Yeah. So yes, guys, that was the video all about. So installation of CentOS Stream 9. Hope you were able to understand the process or the steps that we follow when doing the CentOS Stream 9 installation. Thank you for watching this video and hope to see you in the next video. Thank you.